What's up, Broncos Country? Get your hearts ready because the bombshell I have for you today is going to mess with the emotions of the entire Denver Broncos family. We're just days away from the NFL's final roster cuts, and look at this. Our front office is analyzing trading players before the cuts even happen. That's right, folks. Athletes wearing our orange and blue jersey might have their bags packed for other destinations. But wait, before you panic, take a deep breath. Because some of these possible trades might be exactly what we need to strengthen our team even more on our way to the playoffs. Well, others are going to hurt our fan base's heart. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to explain each case, the reasons behind these possibilities, and what this means for our 2025 season. And there's a specific situation that might surprise even the most veteran fans. Let's get straight to the point, family. The deadline for cuts is coming on August 26th, and our front office is working behind the scenes to optimize our 53-player roster. And when I say optimize, I'm talking about strategic decisions that could define our near future. The first situation that needs our attention is cornerback Mathis. Folks, I'm going to be straight with you. The competition in the Broncos secondary is brutal. We have Pat Surtain as our absolute star, Riley Moss consolidated, and our first draft pick, Jody Barron, who came in strong. We still have Jaquan McMillian returning, and Chris Abrams-Drain, who was our fifth pick last year and is impressing. Mathis is in a complicated position. He has talent, nobody denies that, but the math is cruel in football. When you have 6 cornerbacks fighting for 4 or 5 spots, someone gets left out. And Reese Taylor is also getting positive attention in summer practices. The reality is that Mathis might have more value as trade currency to strengthen other positions. Now, let's talk about a situation that might catch many people by surprise. Running back McLaughlin. After we selected R.J. Harvey in the draft, our backfield became even more competitive. We have a good problem, but it's still a problem. The question is simple. We'll hardly keep 4 running backs on the final roster. McLaughlin is in a delicate situation. At 24 years old, he's still playing on an undrafted player contract, while other names have more investment and development potential. It's a purely mathematical and strategic decision that could open space for reinforcements in other areas. Strategic. Approach and timeline. What impresses me most about this whole situation is how our front office is being proactive. Instead of simply cutting players and losing them for nothing, they're trying to turn these departures into assets to strengthen the team. This shows organizational maturity and strategic vision. The final deadline to reduce the roster from 91 to 53 players is Tuesday, August 26th at 4 p.m. This means our front office has very little time to negotiate these possible trades. When we analyze these possible trades, we need to think like a general manager. Each move has to make sense not just for this season, but for the franchise's future. Taking Mathis's example again, he's young, has potential, but is in a position where competition is fierce. For another team that needs depth in the secondary, he could be a valuable piece. In return, we could get reinforcements on the offensive line, which has always been a priority to better protect our quarterback. The backfield situation is even more interesting. With R.J. Harvey's arrival, our depth at the position became excellent. But carrying 4 running backs on the final roster means fewer spots for other crucial positions. It's a matter of intelligent resource distribution. What's up, Broncos Country? Family. What happened in the last preseason might have changed everything on our team. While everyone thought the quarterback positions were already set, a name emerged from the shadows and simply exploded against the Saints. Sam Ehlinger entered the field as the 3rd quarterback, and man, what he did was surreal. Now Sean Payton has a problem he didn't even imagine having a week ago. Folks, when I saw the numbers from this performance, I had to look twice. It wasn't possible that a guy who was fighting for a practice squad spot had just played like that against an NFL defense. Stay with me until the end because this might be the most unexpected turnaround of our offseason. Broncos Country. Let's get to what happened in New Orleans. Sam Ehlinger had the opportunity to show his worth when Bo Nix left the field after his initial series. And look, this kid simply dominated. Completions on 31 pass attempts, that's over 70% completion rate. Folks, 198 yards through the air, one beautiful touchdown, and just one interception. But it's not just numbers, it's the way he played. Ehlinger showed command in the pocket, quick decision-making, and mainly that confidence every NFL quarterback needs to have. Against a Saints defense that wasn't playing around, he led consistent drives and kept our offense functioning perfectly. And man, there's a specific play I need to highlight here. In the third quarter, with the game still open, Sam took strong pressure from the Saints' pass rush. Instead of panicking, he stepped up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, and completed a 15-yard pass on the sideline. That's maturity, family. That's what we're talking about. Now comes the complicated part, family. Sean Payton entered this preseason with a well-defined plan. Bo Nix as starter, Jarrett Stidham as veteran backup, and Ehlinger fighting for a practice squad spot or his third quarterback. But after this performance, man, the coach even admitted the plan was always to give more time to Sam after Bo, and the result was beyond all expectations. His words were clear. It was great to see what Sam was able to do. Broncos Country. Here's the key issue. The cuts for the final roster happen next Tuesday. Sean Payton has until then to decide whether to keep 3 quarterbacks on the main roster or risk putting Ehlinger on the practice squad. But will some other team not try to steal Sam after this performance? Because, look, 22 of 31 for 198 yards is no joke. That's production from a quarterback who might be ready to take on bigger responsibilities. And let's remember the league context, folks. Several teams are still looking for stability at the quarterback position. Teams that saw this Ehlinger performance might have their eyes on him. If the Broncos put him on the practice squad, there's a real risk of losing him to another team that offers a spot on the main roster. Look, I'm going to be honest with you all. I think Sean Payton has to keep Ehlinger on the main roster. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it means sacrificing other positions. But man, when you see a quarterback play like this, with this confidence, with this production, you can't let it slip away. The NFL is about seizing opportunities, and Sam Ehlinger just created his. You know what impresses me most? He wasn't playing against relaxed reserves, folks. The Saints put in players who are also fighting for spots, and Sam simply dominated that situation. If I were making the decision, I'd keep all 3, because in football, especially at the most important position on the team, you never have too many quarterbacks. And this could be the difference between a good season and a special season. So what do you think, Broncos Country family? Does Sam Ehlinger deserve to stay on the main roster? Should Sean Payton take the risk or play it safe? This type of decision is exactly what makes the NFL so fascinating. One game can change everything. One performance can open doors. And Sam Ehlinger just proved he's ready to walk through that door. Stay tuned, because next Tuesday, when the final cuts come out, I'll be back here to analyze all the decisions. Until then, family, we continue fighting for our Broncos. Go Broncos!